Hello and welcome back to my channel, West Aussie Diamond Art and Reads. And just as you can tell, it's the next day from previously videoing the other part to this TEMU haul, and I have makeup on my face because it's Mother's Day here. My daughter decided to do makeup for me today, and she really enjoyed it, and I like what she's done. So that's why I look different today. So without further ado, I shall get into the second part of this TEMU haul. It shouldn't be as long as the previous one. So let's see what else I've got in this haul. I have some interesting items here. Okay, this first one I've pulled out of this bag. It's something that I got, which I'm hoping we might be able to use on the back wall, so that it makes the back wall on these recordings less dark. But I'll have to work this out with my other half, so I shall show you. And I don't have batteries obviously in this, I've literally just pulled it out. It's a chain of little lights. Not sure if you can see them, but there are little lights on this chain, and they give a nice little gold sheen. And what I was thinking was we could sort of run them at the back around in some sort of shape, just to break up the starkness of the black of the background, because I just don't like how stark it is on the back. But I don't know whether these will cause reflection, which is why I need to figure out strategy. So if on the next video or videos that you see, either of my husband's or mine, you see these up on the back, you'll know that we've figured out a way to get around it. So wait and see. The next little thing I have here, I think these are needle threaded things.
Okay.
I've seen these being used, but they're just little things like this. I'm trying to find them. And I think somehow or other you put the thread through this, and it's supposed to help you thread machine needles. And my husband is very emphatically shaking his head, so he obviously must know how these work, because I can't remember. So we shall see. So there are 10 of these in here. So if I lose one or break one, I have plenty more. And these were only 98 cents for the 10, so it's not too bad. Oh, now for some time, for years actually, I have been trying to find a way of being able to clean the in-between bits of your keys on your keyboards and your computers, and this apparently will do that. So I was going to try it out and go over my keys to see if it cleans in between the keys, because it annoys me that the keys aren't cleaned on the inside. So if I remember, I'll let you know how I get on with this. And this was only, this was a whopping 88 cents. So if it doesn't work, I haven't really gone and spent a huge amount. But if it does work, then it's 88 cents well spent. So I'm looking forward to using this. I can do to use it right now. Okay, my husband has just gone and pinched that last item. He's testing it right now. And he says it works well, so there you go. He's found a new toy, so now he's playing with it. You know what men are like. Now, this is something that I got. I've actually seen variations of this. And the idea is that you put your your dish sponges and things like that in there. And this is designed so that it can actually be put around the tap and hang. I have seen ones where they actually can stick on a wall. But the idea is that you put them around and they hang over the sink. So this bit here hangs into the sink. So when you put your dishcloths and that in there, they drain out into the sink rather than going somewhere else. I actually currently have our dish sponges on a silver tray, but I have paper towel underneath them to gather the water. But over time it starts to affect the tray underneath. So I found this and I thought, well, let's try it and see if it works, because if it does, then it means that I can put all the dish sponges in here and the water goes down into the sink, which is where I'd really prefer it to go. So it will be interesting to see how this one works. And if it does really work, it's $1.68 well spent. So I might have to do an update on this video. Now, this next item was bigger than I expected, shall we put it that way. I got this because I was looking for some pill boxes. You know, the small, really small ones that you can put in a dose of pills to take with you if you're going out anywhere. Well, that's what I was thinking. This was much smaller than it was going to be. I don't know if it had measurements up on the website. If it did, I obviously wasn't taking much notice of them, but it actually has space for 5 doses, or 5 days, or however it is that you do it. But because I thought that these were smaller, I got 3 of them. I may not necessarily be able to use them, but I'm sure other people might. And the idea is that you can lift these up and put your dose in there and then close them over so that they're protected. But I basically wanted one that would have been about this size, just for 1 dose, but I stuffed on that one. But I'm sure I'll find a use for them somehow. Those are those 3. Then I got a loofah. I think this is 1 loofah. Yes, it's 1 loofah. I've also got a blue version, blue and white. So these are 2-tone. I've recently found a nice body wash that I absolutely love the smell of, and we have a loofah in our shower, but it's my husband's, and it's had his very nice fragrance on it. And whilst I don't mind that, it's like I really would like one of my own. It's probably healthier too to have one of your own. So I've got 2 of these, so I can use one and have a spare. So I'm looking forward to using this. So it's very soft, actually. It's softer than even what my husband's one is. So be interesting to try it. I will let you know, maybe. So then I got something that I found cute. I have come to the conclusion that people who do play a game called Dungeons and Dragons wouldn't find what I have in my hand that exciting, but I do, because I've never seen one before. And this is a 60-sided dice. There's 57. I don't know where 60 is. 60. It's on here somewhere. Oh, there it is. See? It's a 60-sided dice. And you can even get 100, which I got very excited about, and I spoke to my son-in-law about it, and he said, oh yeah, he's come across those, nothing exciting, because he plays D&D, so it's like, oh yeah, depends on what you're doing in the game. So I got it because I've never seen one like this before. It was a bit of a novelty. And he's going to teach me how to play D&D, so you never know, we might get to use it. I know. Now, I got this. It's a silicone basting brush. Before, having forgotten that I'd actually ordered one through Tupperware, I've not used this one. I've used the Tupperware one, and it's really, really good. This is an El Cheapo one, and it looks like it was nearly coming apart just then. This was only 78 cents, so I thought, well, we'll try it and see, because I've never tried a silicone basting brush before, but I like the Tupperware one. This could possibly get used for something, but I think we'll probably be using the Tupperware one over this one more than anything, so that was an interesting experience. Then I got, this is so cute, and I had to get orange, didn't I? They have different colours. This is a little notebook that has a keychain on it, so you could actually put this on your keychain or carry it on your bag or something. So it'd be very handy if you're just wanting to write down quick notes. And I thought that was a really cute idea. Never seen this sort of thing before. Could possibly have done it myself, I suppose. But I like notebooks. I sort of collect them, I think. Then I got this, and when I got it, I thought, I know I ordered this. I remember ordering it, but I can't remember what it was actually described as. I think it's a sort of mini cable holding thing. It's a storage container of something that you could use for all sorts. Maybe I should give this to my son so that he can put in his Apple charging cable so he doesn't lose it. Maybe the colour might also be bright enough that he'll be able to find it. Yes, he loses his stuff. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. I love my son dearly. So yeah, I might do that actually. Then I got some labels. I was thinking of using these, seeing if these would work for pantry box storage things, because the ones that I have on there keep lifting. So I was might try them on there and see if they work, because they're nice size. And it's not orange. It didn't come in orange, I don't think. Then I saw this little toy. Now, when I saw this, I said to my daughter, this would probably have been, when I was growing up, our equivalent of those fidget spinners and those sorts of things that you find a lot of people who have ADHD playing with. This isn't as good quality, obviously, as the one that I had when I was growing up, but I could spend hours just taking this out and making different designs, because these move and you can make different shapes. But the one I had moved more smoothly than this, which is why I say this isn't as good quality, but I didn't really expect it to be necessarily the best quality. It was just, it took me back down memory lane. So you can make all sorts of different shapes. And I used to spend ages playing with mine. I found it so fascinating and so much fun. seeing how many different designs and stuff crazy things I could come up with. So yeah, when I found that, it's like, that was our, I got all excited. My daughter thought it was hilarious. I said, this was our equivalent of a fidget spinner. So, takes you back memory lane, doesn't it? Okay, now I got these. These are cable organisers, and I do know how these work. They've got a pad on the bottom, so you take the cover off and you stick it down. And it means you can run your cords through here, and so they're not going to get caught in everything else that you don't want them getting caught in. So this came in a bag of 3 for $1.48. They have a whole range of different types of variations of this. They've got them on long boards, and they show pictures of them being used on the sides of desks and things like that, with all the cables running through it. And the cable goes through here, and then the end where the plug or USB section is will get trapped in either side, depending which way you put it. It will not come through there unless you lift it up through the middle again with the cord. Really great idea, really affordable. They feel very good quality. So I'm planning on testing these out with some cables that I have on my laptop, because they keep getting in my way. It might be a good way to keep them organised. Then I found this game. It's called Uno Dare. Now I have Uno Flip, normal Uno, and when I saw this I thought, oh, this sounds cool. And I've actually had a look at the different dares that you can do on here. And I'll see if I can pull out one to give you an example. You have an Uno Dare card with show off written on it, and then one with family written on it. They have 16 different types of dare, and if you're using the show off one, you could do something like pretend you're underwater until your next turn. That would be an interesting one. Or talk like a princess until your next turn. So that's just on the show-off one. There are a whole heap of others on there. But on the family one, you've got talk like a sports announcer and narrate the game until your next turn. That would be fun. Or at least be fun to hear it, not necessarily to do it. Show your best dance moves until your next turn. Pretend everything makes you cry until your next turn. So I could imagine for those who have an acting ability in your family, they would have great fun. And the rest of us would have absolute hysterics watching them making fools of themselves. So I am looking forward to playing this game with my family, because there are 2 people in my family that are great actors. The rest of us are good at making fools of ourselves, so that will be very, very interesting to play. Okay, now the final thing here are socks. I think my husband thought I had something really exciting to show. I'm always looking for socks and going through socks because of work. And I think this is a pack of 30 pairs. So I thought I'll get this, and these should last me a while. They look like, they feel and look like good quality. They're nice and thin, which is what I like because my feet sweat a lot in my work. And I look forward to actually testing them out. I might try one out tonight and see how it goes. But yeah, so I got a whole pack of 30 of them. You don't have to get 30. You can get 15. You can get, I think, only a few of them if you want to. But they look very much like the ones I already have. And I thought, well, if I end up going through them, then I've got plenty more to go on with, so it's neither here nor there. But I've been throwing out some socks lately because they've just lost their elasticity so much that they've become uncomfortable to wear. So yeah, that's all in this haul. Probably wasn't very super exciting to end on. At least that's this TEMU haul. I'm sure there are going to be others. Yeah, just be careful when you go onto TEMU. You can very easily go down rabbit holes. So make sure that when you do, you go with a list of things that you need or want to get specifically, and try to stick to that list just to save your pocket. One thing I didn't mention on my earlier video is that they have different ways that you can pay. I mean, you can pay up front. And this is not a sponsor. Neither of these videos are sponsored. I paid for these with my money through Afterpay. They use Afterpay, Klarna, all sorts of other methods that you can use. They've got them all listed there. So this was all done through my own funds. So TEMU did not sponsor this at all. So that's this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment below. Please feel free to share this video because that apparently helps the YouTube algorithm to share it. But in the meantime, please keep safe, keep healthy, be kind to each other, and until we meet again, bye for now.